1990, there was one wealthy family. This family had 10 billion won. That is an enormous amount of number at that time. Their wealth was not from the inheritance but because the father is a hard-working person. This family consists of 4 people, a father, a mother, and 2 sons. This father had a Korean traditional herbal medicine business. Because of some reason, his first child was sent to America to study. We'll go to May 19, 1994. There was a call to the fire department. The firefighter team immediately went to the spot. The call was from the first son, Park Han-sang. On that day, there were 4 people in that house: father, mother, first son, and his 12-year-old cousin. The second son was not there. When the firefighters arrived, all had died, and the building was on fire. Only Park Han-sang survived. He was immediately taken to the nearest hospital because he was injured. This police initially thought that this was an ordinary fire case. However, there were stab wounds on Park Han-sang's parents. The police thought thieves were coming in, killing them, and burning the house. But there was a new call coming in and surprised the police. The police immediately investigated his first child, Park Han-sang. So this is the real story. Park Han-sang's father ran a herbal medicine business. He wanted his son to graduate with a related major to continue the business. However, Park Han-sang didn't like studying. So, Park Han-sang was sent to America to study, and his father hoped he would be a better person. However, what happened was not according to the expectations of his parents. Park Han-sang began to be on the wrong path and became addicted to gambling. He could lose up to $5,000 for a day. Then, he asked for money from his parents to buy a luxury car. His father sent another $18,000, and his money was used to gamble again. Finally, he ran out of money again. He returned to Korea without his parents knowing to borrow money from money lenders, then went to America to gamble again. However, Park Han-sang ran out of money again. Not only that, but he also has a debt of up to 37 million won. When his father heard this news, Park Han-sang was immediately told to go home and did not want to pay his debt. Park Han-sang was annoyed with his parents and felt scolded every time. On May 19, 1994, Park Han-sang prepared a 25 cm long knife, gasoline, to run his plan. In his murder, Park Han-sang took off his whole shirt to avoid splashed blood, covered himself with a thin blanket, then went to his parents' room. He killed his parents by stabbing a knife 40 times in 10 minutes. After that, Park Han-sang went to the bathroom to clean himself from the blood. He also poured the gasoline and burned the house with fire. Then, Park Han-sang called the fire department. This murder could be found because it turned out that there was a drop of blood on Park Han-sang's head, even though he had no open wounds on his head. The nurse who handled it immediately gave this information to the police. After conducting an investigation, the police found a surprising thing. They found bite marks on Park Han-sang's ankle. After being matched, it was a bite from his father. After collecting the evidence, Park Han-sang was arrested. The first reason he killed his parents is that he felt they humiliated him. His father once said that he always failed in everything and had no talent. The second reason is that he thought he would get an inheritance when his parents died and made his life much better. Park Han-sang was 23 years old at that time. It's a horrible thought for a guy at that age. In August 1995, he was sentenced to death. But, in Korea, since 1974, Korea has never again executed the murderer, so Park Han-sang is still living in prison now. Now, he will continue to feel the burden for the rest of his life in prison without ever being able to apologize to his parents. What do you think? Is it better to execute him or put him in jail forever? Let me know in the comment down below and see you in the next video.